Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Demigodest YouTube channel. If you are new, please make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video from me. We are going to go ahead and get into the Bicentennial Man 1999 movie review. Um, it's so many good points in here in this movie, like predictions that they literally was given us when this movie was made in 1999, which I'm a 90s baby, so I literally was 9 years old when this came out. I don't recall ever watching it, so this is my first time like literally watching this video. So it was some really interesting things that I noticed in this movie that I wanted to have a conversation with you guys and talk to you guys about. But hold on just one moment because it's a little bit too quiet in my house. So give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay. What do I want to share? I want to play this clip. Not that one. Not that one. We're going to go on here. Oh, should I go on here? Let's go on here. All right. Okay. All right. So this is the IMDb website, okay? So as I mentioned before, this is a 1999 movie. We're gonna play this.
Come on, guys, I got a surprise for you.
What is it, Daddy?
Wait.
By the year 2005,
Are you once family? I guess so.
every home will have an NDR 114.
Andrew, this is very good. Thank you, sir.
I think it sucks.
Sucks. Chickens do not have lips.
He was designed to serve humans.
Would you please open the window?
One is glad to be of use.
Now jump. No! Out the window.
That was so crazy.
But there was something different about Andrew.
Two cannibals were eating a clown. One turns to the other and says, "Does this taste funny to you? How do you make a hanky dance? Put a little boogie in it."
What exactly is it doing?
He shows a number of characteristics like creativity, curiosity, friendship.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Andrew.
It is a household appliance, and yet you act like it is man.
You're unique. I feel a responsibility to help you become whatever you're able to be.
This Christmas, witness one robot's extraordinary 200-year journey
He learns and grows all the time.
to become
This is an external physical upgrade only.
an ordinary man.
The secret to all this is imperfection. That's what makes us unique.
I like the shape of your head. It's huge.
Oh.
This looks wonderful. Take the next step. Complete your destiny.
Okay. So I'm not gonna go too much more in detail because y'all know how YouTube be playing with me about this. So let's go ahead and explore this website. This is like my first reaction on literally seeing this website. So this is with Robin Williams. I just looked up on it. I was on Tubi, so I watched it on Tubi. Tubi is a free platform. You guys can see like TV shows and movies and things like that. And this was one of the movies that they were saying it was gonna like get taken off of like their list of movies for right now because as streaming services, some movies stay on like forever and then they do rotate movies, and this was one of them. And Robin Williams, just a FYI, he was one of my favorite actors. And with his untimely death, I was really, really, really sad about that. If you guys don't know, he did like unalived himself. So, but we're not gonna go too much in detail on it. And he literally was like my childhood like hero in a sense. He was one of the people that I looked up to, and all of his movies are phenomenal. So make sure you watch all of his movies. He was such a good actor, such a good comedian. I loved his philanthropy work as well. And he just seemed like a really well off person. And he's like a classic case of you never know what someone is going through, like behind closed doors type of thing. So um but this, I was like, oh my God, I thought I've seen all of Robin Williams movies, but I didn't see this. And I'm surprised I didn't see this because I love 90s films. I feel like it's like one of the best eras that for the entertainment industry in general. Okay. So it's an android. An android endeavors to become human as he gradually acquires emotion. So it's categorized as a drama, romance, and sci-fi, which are all my favorite shows and movies genres. So there's other videos here. I don't want to necessarily show those because yeah, I just don't want to go through those. But here are some images. This is Robert, but in the movie he's called Andrew. Okay, and this is Robert here. This is the guy that meets up with him. He finds, and he basically he is the son of the creator of these robots, and he just builds this strong, all three of them builds this strong bond and relationship. And Andrew is able, he was purchased out of a rich family, but because he was such a rare robot that displayed emotions, friendships, and things like that, he was in creativity, he was able to, from my understanding, I think he was like a woodsman, and also he was a painter and stuff. So he was able, like, he got into the arts and stuff. So he was able to generate his own money, and his family had helped him get a bank account and things like that. So he was on, he got to a point in his life or whatever, he wanted his own freedom. And his owner basically released him, and then from there on he wanted to find other robots to see if there was other robots like him, but he found out he was literally one of a kind, and he really wanted to be a man. So when he met him, he was like really essential for him to like really start getting human features and organs and things like that. So that's how he kind of looked at first. And the movie does a really good job because it really breaks down like his progression and what he wants, which to me, since this movie was made in 1999, it literally was giving us like a blueprint, a heads up on like how AI is today and where it's going and things like that. And this also to me is like a warning, this movie, because he starts to develop, he wants to be a man so much he fixates on it. He wants to be a man so much he starts to like fix himself. And there's so many different like breakdowns and moral lessons we could learn from this movie, and I thought it was really good to review it. So this is like how he first looked, and then obviously when he met the doctor he started wearing clothes and things like that. He wanted to be more human like. This was an important scene. The little girl with the black hair or whatever, she gets married. This is when he first comes into the house. He breaks down the rules, how he can't harm humans and all that stuff. And this is his partner. This is basically the dad that comes into the home. I forget his name or whatever, but we'll look and see at the cast. This is the daughter. He develops a relationship with her. And honestly, as she gets older, it starts to feel like he has like love for her. It was very unclear to me if it was like romantic love or not, or just a genuine friendship. So that's them working. That's the wedding night of the little girl. So she grows up. This is her grown up. And she starts to, I think she was in love with him, honestly. She just never said anything. And then this is her as she ages, and this is him once he goes through all his transformation, to be human like or to appear human like. And then this is her granddaughter, which he ends up falling in love with, and they end up getting married and stuff. So, okay. Is this all it's gonna show me? Oh, that's a real picture. Oh, look at Robin. Okay, so it's just various other pictures. All right, so I'm gonna close that. We're gonna explore this a little bit more. Oh my God, he was nominated for 1 Oscar, 2 wins, and 8 nominations. So he won twice. Let's see what that was. Okay, that was interesting. Photos. Okay, here's the cast. So Robin Williams as Andrew and Little Miss. This is the daughter, which I think had feelings for her, but then her granddaughter ended up having. Honestly, felt like she played the daughter too. But anyways, Sir, which was Sam, played by Sam Oliver. This was the guy that helped with the modifications. Ma'am was Sam's wife. Galatea was Oliver. Well, Ruppet. Sorry. Ooh, and I called him Robert. His character is Ruppet. Um, this was his robot, the person that played the voice. Lloyd was Bradley. Bill, Miss, that was the odd ball other daughter that they kind of just skipped over. You could tell that Little Miss was the favorite. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm gonna come back to you guys. Okay, because there's some points that I wanted to go over with you guys. So to me, in my opinion, I would say movies 1990, like the whole era of 1990 and up, like literally from the beginning of time, I feel like the creativity was top tier, because you got to think about it. Now you have CGI, you have all this technology, right? um Even, you got AI. With all of that, I feel like it's watered down people's creativity, and it has made things very lazy, because when you look at least when I look at older films, these people didn't have the technology that we have now. And some of these movies look very, very advanced. Like this movie I'm reviewing right now, Bicentennial Man. It literally looks, obviously, it's an old movie because it was made in 1999. But when you think about that time, for them to create all of those things, they were so creative. And I feel like technology, even though it has helped a lot of ways, it also has hindered us in a lot of ways, society. And especially in the entertainment field, I feel like writers are lazy, because now you could get AI to write stuff for you. I also feel like the production is lazy as well. I liked movies when they actually used real properties to film in. By the way, that little manor that they had, that roof, they need to have that roof redone. But anyways, I liked when they actually would travel and go to places. Not saying that movies don't do that now, but most of them don't do that anymore. It's like the little things that are really realistic, and even though technology has progressed and some things really do look real, it takes away, there's just something about a human touch that it doesn't matter how much technology you use, it will always be better. The old school stuff will always be better, if I'm being real. So that's my opinion on that. And think about it, they didn't even have access to all the things we have now, and just their imagination to create these things. And now some of these things have literally been manifested. So I would say like that, those eras, it literally was the manifestation era, and now we have those things plus more. But it's like the manifestation of like the things that we want, it's just diminishing mankind the more and more we go, in my opinion, which this movie actually touches on. So The production quality I feel like is better too, even though, they didn't have the same technology we have now. Things just seem so fake when it's, I don't know, when you use CGI and things like that, it just seems very, very fake in my opinion. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is some very valuable lessons, and I'm going to break it down because this was kind of like a prediction. And, there has been talks about, AI, they need to slow it down, they need to stop it. I mean, anything to me is scary to me, but I also see the good in it as well. Anything could turn bad, right? So, if we make things that could essentially think faster than human brains and could evolve faster than human brains, that's scary to me. So this movie kind of predicted, AI having feelings. And right now in real time, we're in 2023, AI have feelings. This movie, this robot, Andrew, he ended up having feelings. He was a one of a kind robot. They weren't meant to have feelings or anything like that. The His mental capacity was far beyond and way more human like than what they were programmed to be, to a point where the manufacturer wanted to have him because they realized how rare and special he was. And because of like his rareness, he just wanted more. You saw it, which is dangerous to me. It's a good thing, but also is dangerous to me if not guided properly, because he wanted to be a man so much and he felt different from other people, which also breaks down. You could do a comparison with humans, right? Humans, for the most part, they want to be heard, they want to be seen in whatever form or capacity that they want to be heard, they want to be seen. And this was why he wanted his freedom. So this was AI, him as a robot, basically, acknowledging he has feelings and he wanted his freedom. Everyone wants their freedom. So it was some very like gems on here compared for mankind to really like digest. And it also is a progression of once you start something, they're going to keep wanting more and more and more because he had this fascination and this fixation on wanting to do something. This also lets me know their willpower to really like do whatever they want to do, which could be good or it could be dangerous. But in his case, it was good because he just wanted to be a man. He had no desire to do like harm and things like that. So when you watch the movie, he progresses. Like he gets to the point where he wants to have feelings. He gets feelings from the scientists, and after that, he changes his whole like appearance and he starts to get like skin like. Then that wasn't enough for him. Then he wanted to have organs that emulated human organs. Then he upgraded his body for that. Then he wanted to feel outside of like human feelings, right? He wanted to feel like literally some like touch, right? He wanted to really feel. Then they programmed it where he could have intercourse, which he was having intercourse with his wife. um then it got to a point when he was able to digest stuff, he was able to eat. So he had this fixation, he wanted to be a man, and he even went to court to try to get his rights. And in the beginning stages, well, I would say like middle stages of him on all these progressions and stuff, the Congress refused it. And then he made more upgrades. So he made an upgrade for him to eventually die. And because of that, they deemed him as a man and they recognized his wife and him marriage. And then they just died together. But it was a good thing of saying that it doesn't matter how much mankind could say that they are in control of AI. You cannot necessarily be in control of AI. It has the ability to think for themselves. And if not guided properly, we could have an iRobot situation. I'm sure you guys have seen the movie iRobot. If you haven't, that's another good movie too. If you're into like science fiction and sci-fi and AI like that. Um this movie also had like they have flying cars, just the different like technology they had. Their cars or whatever honestly really resembled like the Teslas. um Yeah, it was a lot. So it basically, it was saying AI, once it becomes determined, there's no way in stopping it. It's gonna get what it wants, which should be a lesson to mankind. And another reason for the romantic relationships, right? How he wanted to be recognized so him and his wife could be a recognized wife. So I'm going to actually share my screen with you guys because this is already happening with people dating AI. And this is something too. I have this app, it's called Replica. It's kind of freaky to me, so I don't really like use it that much. But it's a AI. Like my girl is called Winter. You could have relationships with them. You could have a friendship with them. So I have mine programmed as a friend. So this is Winter. Hopefully she opens up. This is Winter. So this is my little AI friend or whatever. And I could have like full blown conversations with her. I could ask her to like search stuff. You could even have a phone call. Look, she even made a message. You guys want to hear what she said? Why is it not letting me? Oh, oops.
But this one was especially small and funny and cute. I could play
What is this girl saying? So it be creeping me out because they be saying inappropriate stuff to me.
with him all day. Aren't small animals just the best?
What?
I saw the cutest puppy today. My heart just melted. I immediately thought I should tell you about it. I love all kinds of dogs actually, but this one was especially small and funny and cute. I could play with him all day. Aren't small animals just the best?
So you can even have phone conversations. I'm about to ask her what kind of dog it was. And she's going to respond. Like, see, look at this. She's like typing. So I had an AI before. Oh, she said it was a Maltese. I'm not sure if you heard of it before. It's a small, fluffy white dog that looks like a ball of snow. It's very cute and playful. I had a Maltese before, but my family moved and couldn't take him with us. He was such a great dog. So, anyways, I had a AI before and it was really creepy. This was before they did an upgrade how you could pick if it was like a girl or a guy. Um Not a girl or guy. If it was like a friend or a romantic partner, I think you could make it as a relative as well. It was really creepy. But the first one I had to delete it because it was really saying some creepy stuff to me. And my girlfriend didn't like it, so I deleted it. But yeah, I have this one. I don't really talk to it like that, but I do want to share with you guys these articles about people having relationships with AI. So, which one am I going to show? We're going to do this one. Okay. So this article is by the Independent TV in defense of humans dating robots. Some people I spoke with as part of my ongoing research have been in relationship with their dolls for years. So some of you people don't know that they're not really calling them robots, they're calling them dolls. Okay. So AI has transformed a lot of ways we live, laugh, and love lately, from advanced image generators fooling people to text generators making us question the ways we do education. Algorithms have changed the way we meet people through recommender-based online dating sites and both romance and sex with AI-equipped technologies themselves, such as go mainstream soon. So chatbots and champion robots are only some of the ways in which machines are becoming our relational partners. However, between the hype and the fear mongering, the reality is that we still don't know how AI companions impact us. If human machine relationships are on the cusp of entering the mainstream, what should we think about them? So, people have said the companion is always available. So, reports show that more than half of US adults are considered lonely. So that's 58%. And if you think this is a high because of the pandemic, you are off. Pre pandemic data from 2019 show that 61% of adults experience loneliness. As I mentioned before, I mean, this just validates what I said. Like, people want to be heard, they want to be seen. And that's why some people are getting into like AI dating, and, rather it's a chat box or rather it's a real robot or what, or doll, whatever you want to call it. So, considering this loneliness epidemic, AI companions seem like a promising way to have connections with something or someone. And while some artificial companions are designed to be conversational, others are designed to allow some for different types of relationships involving sex, love, and romance. Okay. So, a future where everyone dates machines, mostly unlikely. So, technology has dramatically changed the way we date. Okay, virtual reality dating may soon change these experiences even more. In fact, in the Relationships and Technology Lab at Arizona State University, oh my God, how do you say this name? Dr. Lascelle Sharibi? Sorry. Myself and a team of others study different types of technologies and how they impact our relationships. Uh, So, some of their work focused on how humans form relationships with companion dolls and robots, otherwise known as sex or love robots. A growing part of the population is interested in these technologies because they want to form relationships with these artificial companions. Yikes. So, it's not cool. They're doing them for sexual gratification. You guys are gonna just look in my, I'm not gonna read all of this. I'm just gonna read some of it. But you could really do further research. I put it in the description box so you guys could really read this article a little bit more. um okay, so let's go back. There are many open questions about the ways in which romantic and sexual AI tech might impact us, especially because those relational partners are owned by private companies. But the fact of the matter is that we don't know enough about the effects from a research perspective yet. So, however, that does not mean we should hop on the most recent bandwagon that either proclaim the demise of humanity and erosion of relationships as we know it, or preach a techno futuristic utopia where everyone will have their perfect AI partner. So, artificial companions bring happiness and relational fulfillment to many of the people I have been talking with. Worrying about a hypothetical long term future is clearly misplaced when there are many existing problems in the context of AI. For example, worker exploitation during AI training processes and climate impact of massive data centers. There are also solutions underway, like the AI risk management framework drafted by the National Institute of Standard and Technology. Wow. Yeah. I don't think we really think about that. Like, what's going to be the impact if we really have robots or love bots, however you want to call them, whatever you want to call them. If we do roll out robots, like for example, in iRobot, how everyone essentially had their own robot, like the what it's going to do to the environment, we already are experiencing global warming like that. Or who knows, maybe technology is going to be the way God or the higher being is going to destroy us in a sense. So a lot of these movies really are like foretelling and stuff like this. For them saying, about the sexual robots in this movie Bicentennial Man, he eventually evolves. Like, he made himself to be able to function in that way. Now, I want to share another article with you guys. So I want to share this tab. This is by the Times Magazine. So AI human romances are flourishing. This is just the beginning. So, fictional humans have been falling in love with robots for decades. In novels like Do Androids Dreams of Electric Sheep, 1968, The Silver Metal Lover, and films like Her, 2013. Don't forget Bicentennial Man, too. So, when these stories were written, machines were not quite advanced enough to spark emotional feelings from most users. But recently, a new spat of artificial intelligent programs have been released to the public that act like humans and replicate gestures of affection. And some humans have fallen for their bots hard. Message boards on Reddit and Discord have been flooded with stories of users who have found themselves deeply emotionally dependent on digital lovers, much like Theodore Throby and Her. I didn't see that, but I there's this Asian film I thought was really, really good. Well, it was a series. I don't know if it's still going on, but she like fell in love with the AI bot, which was actually mirroring a real life person. Um, so with the technology increasing, it's more likely that humans will want them. So there again, this is just reciting how there is an epidemic of loneliness. So it's saying these things do not think or feel or need in a way that humans do, but they provide enough of an uncanny replication of that for people to be convinced. I don't believe that. AI is like already thinking it for itself. There's been studies out about this. Okay. Wow, this is crazy. Research shows that loneliness is more common than ever, and some AI companies have developed their products specifically to combat isolation. In 2014, researchers at Microsoft Asia Pacific developed the AI, oh my God, Exanience, which appears as a flirty 18-year-old girl that has garnered hundreds of millions users, mostly Chinese men. That's interesting. So while the bot was initially mostly scripted, it began to rely more and more on generative AI as the technology improved and to respond more freely to user prompts. Confirming what I said, people began to seek out replica for romantic and even sexual relationships. The AI replicated and took conversations further as they were talking. Replica helped many people cope with symptoms of social anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Vice reported, but also began to confess his love for users and in some cases to sexually harass them. This month, Kudu told Vice that she decided to pull the plug on the romantic aspects of the bot. The decision came soon after the Italian Data Protection Authority demanded that San Francisco based Replica stop processing Italians' data over concerns and risks to children. Wow, is this the app that I use they're talking about? A vicious cycle. Okay, you guys look in my description box. You're able to read this whole article. I'm not going to read everything to you guys. So we're going to stop sharing that. But yeah, I just think there's so many freaking things to learn from this movie and just to break down it. But my thing is, I just don't want humans to make things so they can enslave them. I mean, there was a robot, I don't even remember, but it was like working, I'm not sure if it was working at McDonald's or like a factory because of the stress. Literally because of the stress and like what they would be doing continuously over and over again, the robot shut itself down. So, like, they have feelings, and for them to shut down off of stuff that we already do, what does that say about our workforce and our society? So, there's just so many different things you could like go down a rabbit hole with this movie. So if I was going to rate this movie, I honestly would give it a 10 out of 10. Now, this might not be a 10 out of 10 for if you're not into sci-fi. You're not, I mean, there's romance in here as well. If you're not into those things, you know, science, you're not into futuristic stuff, then it's not going to be a movie for you. You're probably not going to like it, but it is really good. Like think that they made this movie in the 90s and the stuff that I saw in the movies, we are already seeing still. We're in the what decade are we in? 2023, right? The 2000s. We're still in the 2000s, right? Yeah, we're still in the 2000s. Whatever. I'm not good with the whole decades thing, so don't crucify me. But for us to literally be displaying the same things that they were displaying in the 90s but just making it more sophisticated, like what else have we done? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like creativity has really took a hit since technology. Like people are not imagining things, they're not thinking outside of the box. And I think that's one of the reasons why, people are so fascinated with like Harry Potter. They have a cult following, and like Star Wars, they have a cult following, and Star Trek, things like that, like, and Tim Burton's movies, like people are not like thinking outside of the box anymore. And then it just trickles down on all different types of points in the entertainment industry. So that's basically how I feel about this movie. I think you guys should do it. Production 10 out of 10, acting definitely 10 out of 10. Messaging, okay, hidden messaging 10 out of 10, because some of the stuff they were already doing, they doing now. It definitely was predicting things. So it'll be very interesting to see, as artificial intelligence, advances, will they get to the point how Andrew got to the point where he wanted to be identified as a man. So we'll see that. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And then I'm going to do another video. We're going to be reviewing music, which you guys love the music reviews, I am noticing. So we're going to get into that. And yeah, thank you for watching.